So you want to get better at takedowns, but every time you shoot, you get guillotined. Stop doing that.
Stop it. Get some help.
In this video, I'm going to teach you 4 ways to shut down the guillotine so you can shoot without worrying about getting choked. Let's go. Goal number 1, stay outside the legs. A lot of your opponent's ability to finish the guillotine comes from their legs. They need to use their legs to control their body, connect their hips to you, and stop you from moving to the safe side of the choke. So when you attack a leg, your goal isn't just to finish the takedown, your goal is to stay outside your opponent's legs and work your body toward the opposite side of the choke. Let me show you. From this high crotch, my partner sinks the guillotine. Instead of getting stuck between her legs, I look for the crackdown, but watch the detail here. As I knee slide, I'm going just outside of her leg. Then I shoulder into the hip and drive her over the post. That keeps me outside the leg and prevents her from locking me into guard. Now, I can start to work my way to the opposite side and shut down the choke. Here's another example. I come up and take an outside angle, then switch to the double. Because my head is up, I can raise her arm and take away some of the coverage she has on the guillotine. From there, I take a deep outside angle. Now I'm not trapped between her legs. From here, I buck my hips in and lift. This creates enough space between our hips to turn her and finish on the opposite side. So, principle number 1, don't get stuck in between the legs, get outside the legs and work to the safe side. Principle number 2, understand the guillotine sprawl dilemma. Here's the interesting part. The things your opponent needs to do to finish the guillotine are often the exact opposite of what they need to do to stop your takedown. To finish the guillotine, they want their hips connected to you. To sprawl and defend the takedown, they want their hips away from you. So when your opponent commits hard to the guillotine, they're pretty much giving you up the takedown. That doesn't mean you're automatically safe, but it does mean you can shift your attention. Instead of desperately trying to secure the takedown, you can start thinking about how to clear the legs. So from this crackdown, my partner throws a leg over and falls to her hips. Because she's trying to connect her hips to me, she's essentially conceded the takedown. So I can release the leg and post on the far hip to clear the hook. Then I pass by rotating away and circling my hips. I run my feet around the head from the side I'm being guillotined on. And this is one of my favorite escapes because once I clear that hook, I don't have to worry about fighting my way over my opponent's legs to get to the far side. Even if she bails on the guillotine and tries to scramble up, that's fine. We can just keep chaining to the next attack. Quick pause because this matters. If you're training hard and watching instructionals, but you still feel like you're not getting better, there's a reason for that. See, most wrestling courses have the same problem. They dump 100 techniques at you and say, good luck, go figure out how to train them. That's backwards. That's why I launched the Systematic Wrestling Fundamentals course. It's 7 modules, stance and core concepts, offense, defense, top, bottom, mindset, and training methods. Inside, you'll find more than 100 instructional videos, written content, but most importantly, it's structured as a system, not a move library. You get a 12-week training program built using scientific principles to maximize your rate of progress, so you're not guessing what to drill, when to drill, or how hard to push. You just follow the plan and improve faster. And so that nothing gets lost, every move comes with pre-made digital flashcards, so that instead of kind of remembering positions, you actually lock them into memory. This is for wrestlers who don't want more moves, they want cleaner fundamentals, fewer mistakes, and techniques that actually show up in competition. If that's you, go to systematicwrestling.com. The fundamentals course is linked below. Principle number 3, use angles. The guillotine becomes much easier to finish when you're directly in front of your opponent. It doesn't matter whether you're attacking with your head on the inside or your head on the outside. If I'm directly in front of you, you have a much better position to lock everything down. But the more I move towards your backside, the harder that guillotine becomes to finish. So when I'm attacking a leg, I'm constantly hunting for a dominant angle toward my opponent's back. Think about it like this. Don't stay square. The more you can get your opponent turning, the more difficult it becomes for them to control your head and finish the choke. So your leg attack shouldn't just be, can I get the leg? It should be, can I get the leg while I'm constantly improving my angle? Principle number 4, slip your head whenever you can create space. Whenever there's an opportunity to get your head out, take it. But there's a small detail that makes a big difference: chin position. From here, with my chin perpendicular to my partner's arm, my chin acts like a wedge. It makes it much harder to pull my head free. But when I rotate my chin inward, so it's more in line with my partner's forearm, now I can slip my head out much more easily. So when space appears, don't just yank your head, change the angle of your chin, create the path, and slip your head free. Now, let's put everything together. A lot of people end up avoiding leg attacks altogether because they're worried about getting guillotined, and I get it. But this is really the only area of the sport that kind of thinking really shows up. I mean, you wouldn't avoid passing guard just because your opponent might enter ashigarami off an inside step, right? So again, if you're worried about getting guillotined off your shots, here's the 4 principles you need to keep in mind. Number 1, stay outside the legs. Number 2, understand the guillotine sprawl dilemma. Number 3, don't get stuck in front of your opponent, use angles. And number 4, when space opens up, slip your head and be aware of chin position. At the end of the day, the goal isn't to stop shooting because the guillotine exists. The goal is to get good enough at wrestling that your opponent is forced to make a choice. They can either defend the takedown or chase the choke. The moment they commit to one, you take advantage of the other. And that's how you adapt your wrestling leg attacks so that they actually work in jiu-jitsu. What's happening? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that video, this one is my most recent, and the video I recommend personally for you is this one. If you've got a question or something you want me to cover in the future, drop me a line below. I read every comment. I love hearing from you guys. That's all for this one.